Hi friends, welcome. My name's Michelle, if we don't know each other already. Today, offering a restorative flow, more restorative than flow, focusing a little extra on our legs. So this will feel really good if you've been hiking or biking or swimming or existing in the world right now. Restorative is exactly that. It's restoring our systems, restoring our energy, restoring our hearts, I think, too. Yeah, by that connection of breath, connection of mind and body and spirit through the breath, through these shapes. Yeah. So I'm going to use two things during this practice. I'm going to use a bolster. You can also use a pillow folded lengthwise, or a sturdy couch pillow works too, like a couch cushion. And I'm also going to use a block, which again is optional. Yeah, so it could be a smaller pillow or a book or something. But you're gonna rest your head on it. So if you have something hard like a block and you want a towel or a blanket on top, grab that. Okay. I think that's all the logistics for now. Before we move, I want to offer a mantra from the Upanishads, Asatoma mantra. It's a peace mantra, and I think for me it feels restorative as well, feels nourishing to the spirit. The translation loosely is lead me from the darkness to the light, from the unreal to the real, from death to immortality. That it's this prayer, this invocation of truth and peace that leads us to liberation. Yeah. So, seems appropriate for the moment. So you can find yourself either lying down or in a seat. I'll add the words down below if you want to sing along in the next round or two. But wherever you are, let your breath move with ease, or begin to soften toward that ease of breath. Asato ma sat gamaya, tamaso ma jyotir gamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Asato ma sat gamaya, tamaso ma jyotir gamaya. Allow the resonance to remain. The resonance of your own breath. The resonance of these words. Let this breath and this invocation lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality, to liberation. Keep that spirit, that intention in our breath as we begin to move toward, well, movement. A little bit of movement to start, and then we'll get a little more still. Find your way toward a tabletop shape, allowing your props to be off to the side a bit. You won't need them for a few. I always like to move a little bit just to sort of get that out of your system. And also allow us to check in. Yeah, check in with the body. So shift your weight around between your hands, between your legs. Figure out where the breath moves and where it doesn't. And if this is a bit much in your wrists, you can also be on your fists here. Yeah, taking that pressure out of your wrists. But from here, find a breath like your whole body could breathe in, fill up. Then keep that spaciousness as you exhale, like your whole body could lengthen and clear out. Same inhale, but lift through your sitting bones and through the back of your heart, kind of puffing out the front line of your body. And then as you exhale, press into the earth, lift your belly and round your spine like you could grow through the back line of your body to the bottom of your breath. And then repeat that. Inhale, lifting through your seat, lifting through the back of your skull, the back of your ears. And then press into the earth as you exhale, rounding. You can stay sort of static like that, forward and back, or you can tuck your toes and draw your hips back toward your heels as you inhale, a little more extension. And as you exhale, rounding, lean forward, bringing your shoulders just beyond your wrists. Or find your own movement. Yeah, there could be some side to side, some sort of figure eight movement in your torso. Just give yourself some space to breathe. That's really what we're up to here. Maybe 2 more rounds of breath, and then we'll meet back in that tabletop shape. Again, feel yourself rooted down into the earth, only to feel some support coming right back at you. Yeah, support up underneath you. And then press down through your left hand, a little extra weight through your left hand, to unweight your right hand, and you could just lift your right elbow toward the ceiling, or maybe extend your right hand toward the ceiling, depending on how your shoulders are feeling. But give it a breath in, and then as you exhale, thread your right arm through underneath you to the left. Soften your left elbow a bit. And just one more time, like that. Press into the earth, unfurl to the sky. Exhale, thread through. Inhale, replace your right hand. Exhale, extend your left leg. Press through your heel and forward through your crown as you inhale. Really lengthen yourself out. And then exhale, drawing your left knee toward your nose. Not really so much as a crunch, but just a stretch through the outside, the back line of your body. Inhale, extending back again, stretch long. And then as you exhale, draw your left knee toward the outside of your rib cage and step outside your left hand. Feel free to nudge your hand forward, your heel forward with your hand if you need to. Pour your weight into your left foot. Press down through your left foot, peel your heart forward, almost like a little cobra pose inside your leg. And then as you exhale, come out of that lunge a little bit and bend your elbows, almost like a chaturanga, again, inside your leg. Press into your hands, lift the back of your heart, and then draw your hips back to extend your left leg any amount. Yeah, could just extend a little bit, could extend a lot, but keep drawing back through your hip creases, extending the back line of your body. Find a full body breath in, again, like your whole body could breathe. And exhale like everything could soften. One more breath in, extend what you can. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lunge forward again, plant your hands. Might help to tuck your right toes behind you and maybe even kickstand them off to the right a bit. As you extend your left leg back and then begin to rotate through your hips, through your left ribs, drawing back to lift your left hand off the floor. Maybe to your hip, maybe to the sky above. Again, just depends how your shoulders are feeling. And then bend your left knee, press your heel back behind you. So again, we're really stretching the front of the left thigh and the front of the left hip. Give yourself some space, press into the earth to feel the support come back to you. Here for one more breath, really press your left heel back, maybe lean the back of your heart toward your heel. And then let that go. Your left hand to the earth. Really simple, just bringing your left knee back to the earth, your feet back to center. I always like to take a little cow spine inhale and cat spine exhale, just to sort of cleanse out that movement, but you could feel free to just take a breath where you are. Press down into the right hand, extend your left elbow or left fingers toward the ceiling. And use an exhale to thread your left arm through to the right. Soften your right elbow. Inhale, press through your right hand, through your feet as you open up. And exhale, thread through. And inhale the left hand back to the earth. Exhale your right heel back. Press through your heel, pull forward through your crown. Really lengthen out. And then again, just like that cat spine, curl in, rounding, draw your right knee in. You're just extending that curl a little further. Extend back once again. Exhale, right knee to the outside of your right ribs, and then step in one step or more, your right foot outside your right hand. Pour your weight into your right foot. Let your hips fall a little bit heavier. Push into your right foot, draw your heart forward, inhale. Exhale, draw back through your hips. Extend your right leg, again, any amount. And I find it really helpful, especially if your legs are kind of sore, to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Yeah, just giving yourself a little more support. You could even bring that bolster or block under your hands. But draw back through your hip creases, draw your crown, your heart forward. Use an exhale to really soften into the shape. Then again, inhale to lengthen everything out. And exhale to soften. Inhale, lunge forward, replace your hands. Helpful to tuck your left toes behind you, maybe even kickstand off to the left a little bit. As you slide your right leg back, begin to roll your right hip up, your right ribs up. over the left as you open your right arm to the sky. Get big across your wingspan. Really reach, and then reach like you did with your toes on the floor, with your heel back, your crown forward. Bend your right knee, pressing your right heel into the space behind you, trying to find some length along the front of your right thigh, the front of your right hip. A big full breath in, pushing back, maybe even lean back as you exhale. Lean the back of your heart toward your heel. Breath in. Breath out, and begin to come back towards center, your hands to the earth, knees and feet back to center. If you really feel like a downward facing dog would feel good, Adho Mukha Svanasana, this is kind of your opportunity to find that, because we're moving to the floor soon. So you can stay in your tabletop shape, kind of rolling back and forth, that cow and cat. You could move toward downward facing dog if you're feeling a little more energetic, or like you want a bigger moment of stretch and rolling through your spine. So really just kind of these last moments of activity, because we're really getting low in a minute. Let yourself work out whatever kinks are left in this moment. And then from here, moving toward Anahata Asana the first time. We'll come back to it later. Hopefully, we'll have time. So I like to tuck my toes to just give myself a steady place to be. And then first, press into the earth and feel the back of your heart sort of fill up, right? That space between your shoulders fills. And then do the opposite. Keep pressing into the earth. Keep the hug through your legs, but soften your ribs toward the floor. So the space between your shoulders, your shoulder blades hollows out. Even drop your head heavy. Sometimes this is enough. Just take a breath back between your shoulders, along your spine, opening up the heart space, the front of the heart space. And then walk your hands forward, maybe just like one paw print, and try that. Softening your elbows, dropping your heart toward the earth, dropping your head. And that might be enough. You might walk your hands forward more till you come down to your elbows, lifting through your tail, sinking through your heart. And then again, this might be enough. You can rest your head on the block or the bolster. Probably only if you're feeling super open today would you want to do this so early. Walk your hands forward more, bringing your heart or even your chin toward the floor. Only if you really feel like you need it right now. But soften your heart toward the earth as much as you can. Yeah, we're really starting to test out this sense of ease, yielding weight to the earth. Last full body breath in. And breath out here. And press into your hands to walk yourself back in toward that tabletop shape. Then you want to bring your bolster so that it's ready. You're gonna need it in a minute. Your bolster, I would say about like under your heart space is where it goes. Yeah, and then it'll extend from there. But to start with, walk your knees over to the left, and then let your right hip fall down to the right. You'll probably be in this kind of little mermaid shape. Yeah. Press down through this right thigh bone into the floor, and then pull your heart forward. Find a big breath in. And then as you exhale, walk your hands forward, maybe to your elbows, maybe not. So this is kind of a revolved version of that shape. So you can just settle your heart down and hang your head heavy. Or if you're feeling like you want to go a little bit deeper, you can bring your left arm underneath the right. And probably it won't go too far. And you'll want it palm down underneath the right arm. And if you're there, maybe you lay your head toward your bolster, just giving yourself a little twist, a little upper body love before we get back to the legs. Big breath between your shoulders. Exhale along your spine. Press into your hand or into your right hand if you've got the twist. Come back up. And then walk your knees back through center and over to the right, bringing your left hip down. And so your heart and your fingertips still face the front of the mat like downward facing dog. Pull your heart through like a little cobra pose, upward facing dog vibe. And then begin to walk your hands forward. Again, you could just walk forward a little bit. You come down to your elbows. You could rest your heart, your head down toward the bolster. That might feel like enough, depending on your spine and your left hip and your shoulders. Or you might slide your right hand underneath, probably just beyond your left elbow. Again, if you like, you could bring your head down toward the bolster. Kind of crumpling ourselves up for a second, and then we'll lengthen out. Find a breath between your shoulders. Let your exhale be along your whole spine, lengthen out. And then inhale back through center, both hands to the earth, sitting tall. And you're going to turn to face the back of your mat. Just a little bit of a flipsy. And then again, this bolster or support is going to be at your back. And depending on the size of your support, you want your whole spine to be supported, but most importantly, that space between your shoulders, right? So for most of us, going to keep the knees bent, your feet flat on the floor. And then if you have that other block or other support, you want to bring it underneath your head so that this isn't extreme on your neck. But if in fact it would feel good to really open up the front of the throat, then you might want to leave that block aside, right? And just open up here. I'm going to leave the block here so that I can keep talking into the microphone. You can let your arms go wide if that feels all right. You can walk your arms down along your sides. You can experiment with your arms above your head. That's a little more intense in the shoulders usually. Just see how you feel. And like once you find a spot for your arms to be, let them be. And then bring some awareness down into your hips, into your pelvis, your legs. And the option to walk your feet out as wide as your mat, so a little bit wider than your hips probably. And then settle your knees toward each other. Or Baddha Konasana, butterfly shape bound angle pose. You can bring your feet together and your knees wide. But again, only if you're feeling open, if you're feeling supported. Again, just experiment a little bit with where you want your legs to be. Could also extend your legs long. And aim for stillness for at least 3 breaths, maybe 5. Feeling your whole body expand with breath. And that as you exhale and soften, the bolster, the earth comes to meet you. No hurry to leave this position. But when you're ready, walk your feet back under your knees. Scoot your hips to the left just a tiny bit so that your knees can fall to the right. And you're going to roll off of the bolster support onto your right side. You can keep your head on the block if it's on one, or you can bring your right arm up under your head to support you. I like to sort of tent my left fingertip so I really have a lot of space to breathe here. So just here in this little fetal pose for a minute. Let yourself feel the support of the earth. A little different than support of the bolster, but still open across the chest, open to breath. And as you're ready, you want to extend your left heel along the mat. And just like we did when we were a little more active, press your heel in one direction and your crown in the other direction. And then curl your left heel in, press your left heel back, and you'll reach your left arm back in the direction of your left foot. If you don't reach your left foot, that's fine. You can bring your left hand to your left hip to rest there. If you do reach your left foot or your left ankle, let it be supportive. Yeah. But we're just finding a more easeful version of that same stretch we found a moment ago. Pull your left heel toward your seat if you're holding on. Either way, breathe. Take 2 breaths where you are. Release any grip that you have on your left leg. Stack your left knee on top of the right. And then use this moment to move the bolster from behind you and even move that block a tiny bit above your head, but still within reach. And then I'm gonna roll toward a twist. Yeah, so your legs stay, your right arm stays. Roll your left arm open to the left. Just notice if there's any effort, right? If you feel like you're really straining and stretching to be in this shape, see if you could let that go this time. If you need it, you can bring a support behind your left shoulder or in between your knees to give your hips support. In fact, that sounds good to me. I'm gonna do that. We're here for 3 breaths. Yield your weight to the earth as much as you can in this 3 breaths. One more together. Full body breath in. Easy exhale. And then we'll take this one kind of in reverse. So you'll stay on your back. Bring your knees through center. Walk your hips to the right and bring your knees over to the left. So just finding this twist on the left side. Let your right shoulder, the back of your heart, Settle to the right, heavy as you can be. And again, if you feel like you're really straining and stretching into this shape, soften what you can. It's okay if your knees aren't perfectly stacked. It's okay if your shoulders aren't both on the earth. See what happens if you really soften. And try to take 3 breaths, totally trusting your weight to the earth. One more together, full breath in. And out, let it go. Begin to curl your right hand in toward your chest and then roll yourself onto your left side. You can again use this block under your head if that's nice, or you can curl your left bicep under your head. Begin as you're ready to press your right heel down away from your skull, so toward the bottom of the mat. Extend as long as you can first, and then curl your right heel behind you, pressing it back. Reach your right arm in the direction of your right ankle, right heel. Again, if you don't reach it, I would just release your right arm, right hand to your hip, or relax your right arm along your right side. If you are holding on to your leg, start curling your tail down toward your right knee. Just again, opening up that space along the front of your right hip. Curl your left heel in and breathe. The last breath here for now. And then release your left hand, your left foot, your right hand, right foot. I might have been saying the wrong side that whole time, who knows. Roll back onto your back. Bring your knees toward the ceiling. And take a moment just to be here. Yeah. Just kind of reconnect toward the earth. Soften again. Kind of bring, when you're ready, this right knee in toward your chest, any amount. And if it's uncomfortable in your hip flexor, in your hip crease to pull it straight in, you can also draw your right knee out toward the outside of your right ribs. Just a moment to really hug in with the strength of your arms. And then release, bring your right ankle over your left thigh. And instead of feeling like you're trying to wedge your right knee open, think about extending your right knee like diagonally toward the ceiling and pressing your left hip in the opposite direction. So you're reaching up and out through your right knee while rooting down through your left hip bone and through your left butt cheek. And sometimes that's enough. I mean, that's enough stretch across your hips. Or you might be drawing your left thigh in closer to your chest, any amount. Yeah, you can hold on behind your left thigh if that feels good. But keep your right foot flexed and keep your right pinky toe sort of drawing back, protecting your right knee. And then again, after we've been here for a second, notice if there's any gripping or struggling that you're doing. See what you can let go. It might be that you need a support for your left foot, right? You can put it up on the couch or the wall. You can also put a block under your left foot so that there's just a little bit of stretch, but not anything super intense. And then be where you can just be, where you can relax for 3 breaths. Take the struggle out. Be with that spaciousness. And then again, no hurry, but as you're ready, planting your left foot again on the earth. Draw your left knee back in toward your chest, either at the center or at the side. I think I said left again. I don't know what's happening. Your right knee, draw it in. Hold on to the back of your right leg, hold on behind your right leg, and then begin to extend this right leg, again, any amount. There's no like grading what's happening here. Straight is relative. So just begin to extend a little bit or a lot. You can give yourself a little massage along your hamstrings or along your calf, or maybe you're reaching all the way toward your ankle or your foot. And then again, once you kind of find a shape, see what you can soften. To just be here. Again, it doesn't matter where your hands are on your leg or where your leg is in the sky. Just be where you are. For 3 breaths. And then release. You can roll that right ankle around if that feels good. And then bringing your right foot down to the earth. Bringing your left knee in toward your chest. Any amount. And either toward the center or off to the left. But use the strength of your arms for a minute. And as you do so, see if you can release that sort of rubber band at the front of your left hip and your left hip crease, just so it's not doing the work. And then release the strength of your arms. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And then again, instead of thinking about like wrenching your knee open, because that wrenching of knees is never something we're aiming for. Think about extending this left thigh bone and left knee diagonally up and out, the opposite direction of the right hip bone, which is sort of drawing out and up. You're just sort of spreading open diagonally, and either you stay there or start drawing this right thigh closer to your torso. And maybe just resting your right foot on a block or on a couch or a wall, or you can hold on behind your right leg. But take your time, yeah? Find a place where you can be without struggle. If you notice that your chin is getting higher than your nose, usually a sign of struggle, right? That you're straining to be somewhere. So allow your shoulders to relax, allow your chin to draw down to the back of your neck is long. And once you've settled into a shape, watch your breath fill your body and clear it out. And you could breathe through every angle and every open space within you. Clear out, supported by the earth. This left side really needed it. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave this shape. But here we go. When you're ready, replace your right foot on the earth. Draw your left knee back in toward your torso. Then hold on behind your left leg, anywhere. Extend your left leg any amount. Really could be the tiniest bit. You're looking for some sensation along the back of your left thigh into your hamstrings, but again, shouldn't be effort or struggle or shake. Yeah, back off. This isn't, for Instagram or whatever. It's just for you. Offer your breath into the meat of your left thigh. A little massage if you like. We're here for 3 more breaths. And then release as you're ready. Again, feel free to roll that left ankle around if it feels good. And then a couple of options for this last shape here. You could find a happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana. Drawing your knees toward the outsides of your shoulders. You can hold on behind your thighs, and bring your heels up. You could hold on along your calves or ankles or to the outside of your feet, sort of as we traditionally see Ananda Balasana. And personally, I don't really care if your sacrum, the back of your pelvis, is on the earth, but let it release in that direction, if that makes sense. So not curling up toward the ceiling, but settling toward the earth. And if this shape is just not feeling good today or ever, the other option that I'll offer to you is that Supta Baddha Konasana with your feet together and your knees wide. A great support here is to bring a block or a pillow underneath each thigh so that they're supported from the earth. I've got this one block, so I'm going to bring it here on this side. Again, find a place where you can be somewhat easeful. Release as much effort as you can. Bring that energy, that attention to your breath. . Feel yourself supported, spacious, connected through this breath. Tune into your body and see if there's anything else that you need before you can be still for a bit longer. We're moving toward stillness. Since we have the supplies, I really love the option to end the practice in that supported fish pose. Matsyendrasana. So that's bringing the bolster again behind you. It's a supported heart opening shape. You can rest your head on a block or not. Yeah. The option to extend your legs out this time, if that is okay with your lumbar spine. Or as always, Shavasana is an option. It's there for you. Also, a meditative seat is here for you as an option. And be where you can feel easeful and supported. Know that this breath will continue to move through, to nourish, to connect, to free us from the illusion of separateness. I'll offer once again this mantra for peace, toward liberation. Asato ma sat gamaya. Temaso ma jyoti gamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Asato ma sat gamaya. Temaso ma jyoti gamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Asato ma sat gamaya. Temaso ma jyoti gamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Feel free to stay low or to move toward a seat for these last moments together. I'll Offer this sound of Om. The sound that is the beginning and the end and all that comes in between. It reflects the roots of practice, this resonance that's been carried forward through the generations and that continues beyond us. Mind it just once together. First, a full breath in and let it go. Easy breath out. Toward Om, breath in. Again, letting that resonance stay with you. Let it move with you from the mat onto the practices of the rest of the day. Be well, be free, be good to each other. We'll see you soon.